Good afternoon, music world. John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this latest album from Joyce Manor. It is called I Used to Go to This Bar. Joyce Manor, California-based pop punk and emo project. They have been at it for a while now, and in the early 2010s, with the release of their self-titled album, I immediately became fans. It became sort of like a band that represents a sound at a time for me. Between the youthful anxiety, the performances, as well as just how incredibly catchy every track here was, I was an overnight fan. They did keep this energy up over their next few albums, like of all things I Will Soon Grow Tired and Never Hung Over Again. I mean, these are required listening records if you consider yourself a fan of modern pop punk and emo. I mean, at the time I was already listening to bands like The Wonder Years and Remo Drive and The World is a Beautiful Place, but Joyce Manor really struck a chord with me that I didn't expect. Now, that being said, in the years since, starting around the time of 2016's Cody, Joyce Manor's crack started to show a little bit more. I wasn't completely pissed off with this record. I still think Fake ID is a great single. Tracks like Angel in the Snow are great deep cuts as well, but I did stick around and kind of got really upset with the next couple of releases. 2018's $1 Million to Kill Me, this one took a lot out of me. The energy, the urgency, and the passion seemingly disappeared overnight for some very average slacker pop that was one of my least favorite albums of the year. And their last record, 40 Ounce to Fresno, it certainly had its decent moments and moments that showed a crack of the sort of personality that the band showed a decade earlier, but it still was far from something that I was interested in. So leading up to this record, I wasn't overly excited. However, I did think that a lot of the singles that they were putting out were really sharp, and what do you know, Joyce Manor have woken up. This album kicks off with I Know Where Mark Chen Lives, and I don't know where this sound has been over the last few albums, but I'm really glad that it's here right now. This is the best track that I've heard from the band in probably a decade, and it's not just the incredibly catchy chorus, which it does have. The passion seems reignited. I mean, nothing about this track is wildly experimental, but it really doesn't need to be. It's energetic, it's heartfelt, and it sticks with you long after it ends. For me, a lot of this album is Joyce Manor remembering who they are. Falling into it may not be as much of an anthem as this album's intro, but it's still really good. It creeps along, it locks in on a groove, and just keeps building up to this chorus, which I really do appreciate. Really love the guitar work on this track as well. It's a very confident and restrained track from Joyce Manor, but it's an expertly crafted one. Really do love All My Friends Are So Depressed as well. I have enjoyed this since it dropped as a single. It's upbeat, it's self-aware, and it walks a really thin line very expertly, that being the thin line between folk punk and alternative country. I mean, the self-deprecating lyrics in that big sing-along hook is just classic Joyce Manor, and I can't remember the last time I wanted to sing along to every hook on one of their projects, but here we are. And well, whatever it was, did take a few listens to really click with me. At first, it was just a little too sunny for me. But it did sink its teeth into me. It's bouncy, it's absurdly catchy, and the harmonies that we get on the hook are a great addition. I mean, the last few albums from Joyce Manor have been snoozers as far as I'm concerned. And yeah, I really do feel like the last few records in Joyce Manor's discography have kind of been snoozers, but this is like no contest more impressive. This is life and color and personality returning to the band. And thankfully, I don't really have a lot to report that's rough around the edges here. The Opossum is the real track that really stands out to me. I appreciate the energy. From a distance, it sounds great. The harmonies are solid as well, but the songwriting does not show up here. For me, this just leans a little bit too into the indie sphere for my liking. It just stands out for all the wrong reasons. And my only other real issue with this record is, and it's not the biggest one in the world, is this album isn't too much outside the box. This isn't Joyce Manor reinventing any wheels. But what it also is a thunderous reminder of what the band can do. I do really enjoy this album's title track, I Used to Go to This Bar. This track is like a time machine. This sounds like a Joyce Manor single they would have dropped a decade ago. And that's not a complaint, it's a compliment. It's a nostalgic, emotional blast of a track. And it's got the kind of songwriting that attracted this band to people in the first place. Really love After All You Put Me Through as well. Easily one of my favorite deep cuts here. I love the slower pace, the looming bass rip, and that airy strummed guitar throughout this track. It's a surprisingly modern sound for Joyce Manor, but it absolutely works. It shows restraint and maturity in a really nice, very classy way, in the kind of way that they don't have to be screaming it into your face. Well, Don't It Seem Like You'd Been Here Before is a late album anthem. The hook may be very straightforward, but it absolutely belongs here. The energy is infectious. The harmonica is a killer touch. And once that chorus hit, yeah, it's very straightforward, but it's like flipping a damn cheat code in my mind. And great guitar, as a finale, is the best case scenario, one of the best deep cuts here. It's raw, it's gritty, it's emotionally charged. It has a pretty strong sense of finality, too. It feels like a genuine statement, too, not like they're just ending off this album because they ran out of time. No, this feels like a declaration that they have plenty of more left in the tank, and I can't wait to see what they put out in the future. This album, it's not reinventing any wheels. This isn't thinking outside the box. This is a straightforward, great pop punk and emo record from a band who has put out plenty of those in the past. And it shows them refining their footing, dealing with a much more mature sound in a way that doesn't seem to be obnoxious, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, it's nothing outside the box, but I have no problem giving this album a very light 8. But let me know what you all think down below. If you liked the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.